everybody, it is Randy and this is Carchaeology, and today's adventure is another trip to the Anza estate. We're going to be moving some cars around on the property, trying to get better access to them so we can photograph them, video them, get them up for sale, and we'll see what other trouble we get into, and maybe we'll sell something. Heck, who knows. And I've got a new camera that I'm trying out for my videos here. I'm really curious to see how it is, how it works. So I'm running on a GoPro at the moment, and follow along and we'll see how it all turns out. So here we've got the Chevy that's hidden in here. There was a bunch of stuff piled up around the backside. We've pulled that all out. Now we've got decent access to drag this thing out, and then we can see what the other side looks like, and we can open up the inside, clean out whatever is in there. Now here's a huge pile of drive shafts. Now around 40 acres of property up here, he used these drive shafts as fence posts. And so you could certainly do the same if you're into such a thing. But they're pretty awesome, and they definitely held up really well. And, you know, they gotta go somewhere. So if anybody's interested, come and grab them. So here's the other side of the Chevy. We're able to get in here and trim out a bit of the badness. There's some weird stuff going on here. I mean, what the heck is this cut? Bizarre. I mean, rust I can understand, but who trims out an edge of a fender well just like that? I do love the eyes on the window here, though. That's pretty awesome. And it's kind of buried down in here, but we should be able to yank it out with the tractor. It'll be fun to watch it emerge. It's amazing how the paint on this side is actually not bad, where the rest of it is all completely surface rusty. If you know anybody that's into metal art, that's looking for the ultimate pile of rusty cool things to build into something, this might be the place. I mean, this could make a really cool helmet on top of a robot or something. And I mean, this is a helmet. And check that thing out. Anyway, the piles and piles and piles of that stuff is everywhere here, and I hate to see any of it go to scrap. I mean, there's definitely, you know, room or use for most of this stuff. I don't know what that stand is there, but it's kind of cool looking. And Western Engineering Company. These old electrical boxes are pretty slick. I mean, it's really got to be saved. It'd be a shame to just send it off to scrap. I mean, maybe that's where it ends up, but maybe not. We'll see. The piles just go on and on, but occasionally you'll find a little treasure. That's a accessory headrest. That's kind of a cool little piece. Got one like that on my Porsche. Cool. The more you dig, the more you find. And there's even like old sunglass cases. It's like nothing in that one. This one here, that one says Ray-Ban on it. Check it out. It's even in there. Those are kind of cool. Pretty cool. Oh, it's heavy too. I'll add that to the other helmet here. Wow. What on earth is that thing?
It's a tap, I believe.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah, big old giant tap.
Look at it. Yep, look at the size of that.
Crazy for big
Something.
big plumbing.
Well, yeah, they could even, I mean, literally, they could hook it up as with oil and what have you for cutting.
Yeah,
oil.
that's a monster.
This is a big old something here, I think.
This would be a good one for Tim to dig through.
Tim's so happy.
He's so happy to shovel rat
just
stuff.
Just tickled to do what he's doing.
Yikes. What a mess. It'll be fun to clean it out though. It looks like there's parts of the dash in there. There's some newspapers here. Let's see a date on here. 1968. The Hammett News. So this thing's been sitting here since the 60s, I guess. Here's a whole pile of newspapers. Check it out. Yeah, 1968. Too awesome. Some history hidden in here. Alrighty. Let's give her a tug. Boy, she is sticking hard. Ground is super soft, so I'll try to flatten that out a bit. See if that helps us. It's definitely digging into the ground pretty good here on its way out, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Wow, she is a booger. If anybody's looking for a decent old Chevy to start with, this might be it for you, maybe. Love it. Or at least most of an engine.
Actually cleaner up here than I was expecting.
Well, considering how full the car was, you bet.
No kidding.
Yeah, head's off of it,
but it's got a partial.
But it's a start.
Yep.
Let's see what sort of treasures are in here. We got a bunch of shock absorbers. I see, looks like it might be. Look at that. Some new old stock Nash spark plugs. Hey, that's actually pretty cool. One of those. A little eaten up, but those are rad. Cool plugs in the Nash boxes. Now I'm waiting for the biggest, nastiest rat I've ever seen to jump out at me. It's gonna happen. Oh wait, here's more of those plugs. Too cool. Alright, I'm gonna keep digging. Looking down here and all the rat crap. That can is a little bit wasted, but this is got the Hudson logo on it. Plastic dye brown Hudson Motor Car Company. Label's actually savable on that one. Paper label. This one's wasted, of course. But it looks like there's some more Hudson or Nash pieces in here as well. Cool fuel pump. Marvel shoveler. Looks like it's off an old tractor of some sort. Somebody needs it, I'm sure. So I'm in the Winnebago here, clearing out piles and piles of junk. Of course, any space with a roof here has been filled with something that needs saving, like peacock feathers and jugs of water. But it is interesting that this thing's actually really nice inside. All the seats have been covered, so that driver's seat is in pretty amazing shape. The floors have had something over it, so that original carpet there looks like it's fairly decent. The curtains are up, and so, and let's see, the dash looks nice, the shifter, I mean, all of that looks pretty decent. That steering wheel is actually really nice. Dash pad even looks excellent. The mirror up here, it's a cool old beast, without a doubt. The cabinetry is really not in bad shape. It doesn't look like it's had any major water leakage or anything, which is rare for an old motorhome like this. So this thing's definitely savable. So it's got all of its tags on it. It's got the handle and doorbell, and it is aerodynamically challenged, but that's a Winnebago for you. But still, classic RVs, vintage stuff like this has got a following now, and this thing should be rescued. It should be saved. It's been off the road since the 90s, it looks like. So has that original license plate and plate frame on it. Come and get it. Make a heck of a deal. Don't go falling in love with it. I'm taking it with me when I leave in a month. Slowly but surely, things are emptying out. But there's still a lot more to go, and there's cars that we really haven't even touched yet. The Lancer here is so full of rat stuff. And it's almost level with the trunk lid, and the inside is, well, it's up to the roof in there. And take a look at that. That's just insane. I think there's a dashboard up there somewhere. So we'll have to get all of that stuff out of here, see what it's like. You maybe get it down on its wheels. I am digging that dash, man. I wish I could zoom in so you can see that. But the dash and steering wheel look pretty spectacular on that thing. The Fury, we've got it up on blocks and the wheels are off of it. And Tim has been working his tail off and cleaning this thing out and getting it ready for its trip overseas. The floors are remarkably solid, which is awesome. And even the trunk floor as well. So everything is pretty much ready to go with that. We're starting to get the paperwork back so that it can be shipped out, and it's going to be really cool to see this thing go off to another country and see what somebody does with it. Really, really amazing. Cool old Plymouth. I wanted to share this with you. It's a Buick Special chassis and frame. Here's the body tag information. 1953 Buick Special, so it's got the straight 8 in it, and the engine is all there, you know, carburetor and all of that, firewall, and the dash as well. And it's rough, but maybe there's some parts here that would be useful for somebody. Hopefully, you know, I don't want to see this thing go to scrap. If it has to, so be it. But but you know, we'll see. These seats are actually ones that the owner of the Fury bought. Those are going to go inside and ship with it off to Australia. So those are no longer available. But I'd love to find a home for what's left of this Buick. Even if it's just for parts or whatever, you know, come make any offer, and the answer is yes. Just want to find it a home so that it doesn't get lost forever. Lots and lots and lots and lots of just plain old stuff. This thing's actually really pretty cool. I wanted to share it with you guys real quick. It's some sort of crazy homemade sawmill thing. Check out this blade on this bad boy. And then this little tilt panel here, you put your wood on here and then tilt that up in there, or your bodies or whatever you're cutting. And it had a big belt drive that went over to this Continental 4-cylinder, little flathead motor. Got those big spark plugs. Here's the belt drive pulley, and that went straight up to there. It looks like it's built on an old car frame. Here's a front axle from something here that the tie rods have been fixed to it. Total crazy home built contraption. And I'm pretty darn sure that this engine spins too when we were out here playing around with it. Let's see if I grab a hold of that. Oh yeah, that motor turns free. So you could probably get this thing running and start up your own toothpick factory. But more than anything, it's yard art, but it's a cool piece. I think probably my favorite part on it is this pipe here for the radiator, and the way that it was cut and split and welded to make the angles. So they took little chunks out of it but left it there like that. And pretty rad. And then let's see if we can get down to the data plate here. You can see that Continental motor plate on there. Pretty rad. And there's water in it. Maybe not at all, but it's spinning. So if it spins now, it'll probably go. Looks like there's even the carb and all of that. Anyway, good yard art for somebody if you like heavy rusty things that can scare your neighbors. So if you want it, let me know. Some more farm implement stuff. There's a few more pieces of that laying around here. Lots of rusty gold. And still tons and tons and tons of treasure here in the workshop. If you've been watching the videos, you might have seen me pull this Limbert Arts and Crafts chair out of one of the outer sheds. It's still here. It's available. We've got a cool old Crosley radio here, vintage sunglasses. There's a Burgermeister beer sign. There's two of those there. Old lighters. Miscellaneous old products and weird stuff, coffee pots and who knows what, and tools, tons and tons of tools. Clem would never throw a tool away. He'd shorten a handle, he'd fix something, he'd do whatever, he'd sharpen a drill bit, anything to make it last longer. Cool product cans. I love this Guest coffee. There's a Shasta orange soda. Read your pipe tobacco. Oh, little cheesecake calendar. Coconut head. There's some cool pieces up on the top. That one's American Motors. There's some old ammo. There's treasures everywhere. So if you come out here searching for an old car, you get a chance to search through all the old junk. Or if you just want to come out and search at old junk, we'd be happy to fill your truck full of stuff. Old car radios, a couple of cool ones there. There's an old jack mirrors, a whole bunch of truck mirrors and assorted stuff. There's some emblems down here. Looks like Nash Hydromatic. Here's a cool clock. This is like a valve grinding machine that's actually in really nice shape. You use it for sharpening drill bits maybe also. Super cool. The Napa cabinet is full of spark plugs and tune-up stuff for who knows what. Cool vintage lighting. This Craftsman vise has a really neat deco streamline look to it. There's, I believe, a Honda speedometer headlight piece. Anyway, on and on and on. So we're at a point now where things just need to go. So if there's anything that you're seeing or you're remotely interested in coming out and checking out the treasure, contact me and we'll make an appointment for you to do so. Lots of treasures, definitely. Well, it was another day at the Anza property today. It was a fruitless one. Unfortunately, we didn't have any big truckloads of stuff leave with happy buyers with all their stuff. But we're getting into the holidays and maybe that's going to slow things down. We did manage to move the Chevy out of its location, so it will be easier to get that car out of here. I've got some good photos of that. I'm going to be posting some ads for that. The Winnebago motorhome as well is up on the block, as well as everything else that's there on the property. So if you saw anything that remotely interests you in today's video, please contact me right away, and we'll make an appointment for you to get in to check it out. At this point, it's not about the money, it's about the stuff. We want it to have homes. We want these things to be saved from scrap and to hopefully go on to a new life somewhere with somebody and provide some joy. So, you know, we're down to the stuff that's probably not the most valuable, but hopefully there's some value in it the way Clem saw there to be for holding it for so many years. Anyway, another fine day. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope the GoPro camera worked out fairly decent. I look forward to your comments. Thank you very much for watching. Keep on digging them up and driving them. Bye-bye.